I have been waiting 2 years to say, welcome back, live theater to Dunwoody United Methodist Church. Great. All right. Okay, I got a couple of announcements, and now let's get to this. First of all, if you are in the audience, if you're not on the stage, you have to wear a mask. That's just the rules of the game. Please help me not get in trouble for that. Turn off your phones. Don't put them on. Thank you for that demonstration. We don't want that to happen. Don't even put them on vibrate. Just turn them off, put them away. You know how that is. You hear the vibrate, you think, maybe it's important. I'll turn the screen down and just take a look at it real quick. No, it bothers everybody around you. It bothers people on stage. Turn them off, put them away. And please, please don't take pictures. I promise you, we took professional pictures. If you want copies of them, they're much better than you're going to get out there. Programs. You are welcome to keep the programs. You are welcome to have them signed and put them on your wall and keep them as a keepsake forever. But if you're just going to take them home and throw them away, would you please recycle them at the back and we'll use them tomorrow. Tonight we are videoing this show for a record. So what that means is two things. First of all, if nature calls, please don't go up the center aisle. Try to go out the side aisles, otherwise you will star in the show. Maybe you want to, but it would be better if you didn't. Second thing is, you need to be really loud, because the camera might not pick it up if you just kind of titter a little bit. And last night they were really loud. So laugh loudly, applaud uproariously, have a great time. These people have been working very hard. It's a great show. I'm relying on you to make them feel better. The more energy you give to them, the more they're going to give back to you. So thank you so much for coming. Please enjoy Dearly Departed.
Dear Brother and Raynell, well, Bud, I was expecting to see you at service this Sunday, but I guess you thought you had something better to do. Again. Well, you missed a good one. Our guest speaker, the Reverend Leon Strieber, gave a very interesting talk on some of the more obscure scriptures from Deuteronomy. And Clarice Talbot Sunday School class put on a real good puppet show based on the Book of Ruth. Sure is a shame you missed it, but I guess there must have been something good on the TV. I know how you like to watch that wrestling program. Wonder if they'll have a TV in hell. I don't know if I told you that I saw Norma Easterling in town last week for the first time since she defected to the Nazarenes. As you might recall, I ended my friendship with Sister Easterling after she disqualified 3 of my jars from last year's jelly judging, claiming they were not sealed properly. I'm pleased to report that she is not nearly so uppity since that nephew of hers went to the electric chair. She says she still chokes up every time she pays her light bill. I noticed Retha Middleton was back working at the beauty shop again. She used to be one of Pauline's best girls, but has been having trouble getting customers since she lost that arm. Pauline says she thinks it just jangles the ladies when they see a one-armed woman coming at them with a pair of scissors. Ansel Kincaid's boy, Tiny, was over here mowing my grass and told me about Junior's business going belly up. When will that boy of yours learn? And speaking of heartaches, my own worthless son don't seem to be the least bit interested in finding another job. Ever since he got laid off from the sewage plant, he's fallen in with a real bad crowd. I'll tell you, I think both our sons could learn a thing or two from Tiny. One thing about Tiny, that boy's a worker. He mowed the front yard, the side yard, the backyard, plus them 6 acres I got out behind the house, restacked the firewood, cleaned out the garage, and hoed in the garden till it was too dark to see. Since his birthday is coming up next week, I gave him $3 instead of the usual $2. It's hard to believe Tiny will be turning 37. They grow up so fast. Well, that's about all the news for now. I've decided to come over and visit you next Sunday after services. One of you, and I'm not saying who, Bud, needs to get right with the Lord, and I'm just the lady for the job. We're going to spend the whole day in prayer, discussing scripture, and singing hymns till we wear you down. Like it says in 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 8, one day is with the Lord as 1,000 years. Your sister, Marguerite. Well, Bud, what do you think about that? Bud? Bud, are you feeling all right?
Who the hell? Hello?
Blessed assurance, Jesus is mine. Oh, what a foretaste of glory divine. Well, you're not getting out of it that easy. Heir of salvation, purchase of love, born of his spirit, washed in his blood.
Oh, good God, Mama.
What was that? Was that blasphemy? Did I hear the Lord's name taken in vain?
What time is it?
7 a.m. And the watchman said, the morning cometh, and also the night. If you will inquire, inquire ye. Return come.
Uh-huh.
Isaiah 21:12.
What the hell do you want?
Don't talk filth. And what are you doing still laying up in bed and it's 7 a.m.? Why aren't you out looking for a job? Wait, are you suffering from a hangover? Did you spend all evening drinking and dancing and talking filth? Are you laid up there with some harlot?
No, I'm not.
Harlot! Harlot, can you hear me out there? Time to get up, harlot! Wake up, harlot!
Would you stop that? Ain't no harlot here, guy.
Did I hear the Lord's name taken again?
No, you didn't. Now, what do you want, Mama?
Well, I guess a mother can't call up her lazy good-for-nothing son and just see how he's doing, huh?
Well, why don't you ask me how I'm doing so I can go back to sleep?
I ain't got time to listen to your troubles. I got too much to do. Your Uncle Bud passed this morning.
Oh, good God.
That's 3. That's 3 GODs, and it's only 7:05 in the morning.
What'd he die of?
Stroke. No surprise. Been hanging by a thread for years.
Well, I'm real sorry to hear that.
Oh, well, you want to know what I'm sorry about? Your Uncle Bud didn't belong to any church whatsoever. Always scorned and mocked the doings of good Christian people. And you know what that means, don't you?
Don't say it,
Roasting on the end of a pitchfork, even as we speak.
Mama, it's awful
Screaming
early.
out in eternal torment.
Mama.
Flesh torn by demons.
Oh, how's Aunt Raynell? You remember Aunt Raynell? The widow?
Well, how do you think she's doing? Her husband just dropped dead over the breakfast table. Awful. She's doing just awful. That's why we got to get over there and offer her comfort and Christian counsel.
What do you mean, we?
You mean to tell me you're gonna turn your back on your family in this time of tragedy?
Well, why can't Ray Bud and them come get you?
Why can't they? Well, they got too much to do. Besides, I'd die of shame if they knew my own son wouldn't come over here and drive me over there to my only brother's grieving widow. Or maybe you'd like me to walk the 20 miles to Lula and hit 110 in the shade today? Maybe you'd like me to drop dead from a heat stroke?
When do you want to go?
Oh, when do you think I want to go? Next month? Now! Get your lazy, worthless self-bed out of bed and get me over there now. Bud's not going to keep long in this heat.
Well, goodbye, Mama. Love you too.
Okay, Merlene. Either Ray Bud or I'll be down this afternoon to pick up those brochures. I sure appreciate it. You bet. Now, we're planning on using the community room for the visitation tomorrow night about 7. And we're expecting quite a few people. So if you could ask Cecil to get out those extra folding chairs. Oh, I didn't realize there was an extra charge for those. Well, I'm sure that won't be a problem. Now, the service is going to be Friday about 11. And we'll head for the cemetery about noon. But don't forget, we'll have a lot of people at the visitation. We'll need the large tables. Oh, really? How much? Okay, so now back to tomorrow. The funeral. Okay, yeah. Well, right now I'm assuming that Ray Bud's mother and his sister will be riding in the hearse with the body and... Oh, I just assumed. Well, what if one of us drove it? Ray Bud's a real good driver. Oh, of course, your insurance and all.
Tell her we'll strap him on top of the Impala.
No, Merlene, that was just the TV. Ray Bud, if you could keep it down. I'm trying to make your daddy's funeral arrangements in here. I'm so sorry, Merlene. Now, where were we? Yes, I know. Cecil has to make a living. I'm sure he's a wonderful driver. Now, listen, honey, I gotta go. Ray Bud hasn't even had his breakfast yet. I'll be down this afternoon, and we'll work out the rest of the details then, okay? Okay, Merlene. Thank you.
The hell are you thanking him for? Damn thieves.
Now, Ray Bud.
Whoever thought of the term grave robber must have had one of Cecil and Merlene's calendars hanging on their wall.
Now, Ray.
And what's my daddy doing down at DePuy's anyways? That's what I'd like to know. The Turpins have always gone to Patterson's.
Well, I thought that was sort of strange, too, but DePuy's is what your mama wanted.
Revenge, that's what it is, Lucille.
What are you talking about?
Cold-blooded revenge. After all these years, he's got me by the throat.
Who's got you?
Cecil DePuy. Don't you remember in the 4th grade when Cecil peed his pants? P.U. Here comes DePuy. I started it. I started and followed him all the way through high school. I should have known it. I should have seen it coming. When we were out shooting birds in the backyards with BB guns, Cecil was running around burying them in shoeboxes. And he's going to nickel and dime me to death.
Ray, you got to calm
He's
down.
going to break me.
Ray, get a hold of yourself. Now listen to me, honey. DePuy's is what your mama wanted, and we've just got to respect that. I know this is a hard time. I know how much you loved your daddy. I loved him too. He and your mama were always so sweet to me. They never failed to send me a card after every one of my miscarriages. And I remember how Daddy Bud always wrote the same sweet thing. Better luck next time.
I don't know how I'm going to get through this, Lucille. I really don't. I hate funerals. I hate everything about them.
Now, honey, we're a family, and we're going to get through this together. And speaking of family, Aunt Marguerite has volunteered to stay with your mom tonight. And Junior, Suzanne, and the kids are going to stay here with us.
Oh, they are not staying here, Lucille.
Ray Bud, he's your brother.
They can shack up down in the Motel 6. I am not having Junior in that mess in here.
You know he can't afford a motel, Ray.
Is that my fault? Did I tell him to mortgage his house and blow all his money on that pipe dream? Junior, a businessman. Junior couldn't sell lemonade in hell, Lucille.
He tried so hard, Ray.
Face it, Lucille, he's an idiot, and I'm not having him here. I'm not gonna have Suzanne running her mouth, and I believe them children are demon-possessed.
They're sweet people, Ray. They've just had a little string of hard luck recently.
Demon-possessed, Lucille. Mark my words.
Now listen, honey, we'll talk about it tonight. You got to get to work. You're running late, and Clyde says you've got 3 transmissions down there waiting on you. And don't forget, you got to stop at the shoe store on the way home, size 10D.
I'll remember.
Ray Bud, we're not going to have any problems, are we?
No, we're not gonna have any problems, Lucille. Just do me one favor. When I die, don't tell nobody. Just bury me in the backyard and tell everybody I left you.
How's she gonna go on? That's what I'd like to know. How's she gonna face life without Daddy Bud? I just don't know how she'll go on without losing her mind. Well, I can't decide what to sing. Of course, I don't know how I'll get through it. I swear to God I don't. I'll probably just fall on the floor in a big pool of tears. God knows nobody would blame me if I did. All our humiliation, and now your daddy has to up and die without seeing you make something of yourself.
Maybe you could sing Jesus on the Cross.
I don't know. That doesn't seem sad enough for a funeral. And God knows it's going to be sad to be sitting there thinking your daddy died knowing we had to sell everything we own and move into that god-awful trailer just to pay off that big dream of yours.
Yeah, well, maybe you can set that to music, Suzanne.
I believe I was just stating the facts, wasn't I? You know I loved him too, Junior. He was just like my very own daddy. And I was the one that had to go crawling to him like a snake to beg for the money to buy shoes for our children. But I did it. I humbled myself. And you know why I did it, Junior? It can all be summed up into 2 little words: for love. I told you to quit kicking the back of my seat. I know you're hungry. You think I'm not? It'd be nice to stop and get something to eat, wouldn't it? Well, maybe we could if your daddy hadn't lost all our money. Love, Junior. That's been my curse my whole life. And now we have to face your family with all of them knowing, all of them looking down at us, laughing at us. Who ever heard of a machine that cleans parking lots?
That'll do, Suzanne.
All our money down the toilet, Junior. How do you feel about that? You think I like working at Newberry's, slaving to keep the wax fruit section looking nice? You don't think I wouldn't love to stay home and watch soap operas all day like my good-for-nothing sisters do? That would suit me fine. Let me tell you that right now, mister. I don't want to work. I have to. I'd love to stay home and keep a clean house, cook for you, maybe learn to sew and make some clothes for the children. That's all I ever wanted to be, was just a good wife and mother. You do that one more time, I'm going to tell your daddy to pull this car over and put you out on the road. How would you like us to just put you out on the road and drive off and never come back? Then what do you do with that mother and daddy to look after you? Starve to death in the road. Go on, cry, you big babies.
Y'all know your mother was just kidding, okay? She loves you.
We'll see who's kidding. Don't miss this turnoff. I just don't know how they expect me to stand up there and sing. I don't know how I'll get through it.
I'm sure you'll do your best.
My best? You don't know a thing about it, Junior. In order to do my best, I'd have to have confidence. I used to have confidence. I could have been a professional. I had the talent. I could have married your cousin, Teddy Wayne, and been the wife of a lawyer. Had a big house with a swimming pool. But no, couldn't think of myself. That's been my curse my whole life. I never once thought of myself. I had to listen to my foolish heart and get married to a dreamer. A beautiful dreamer who goes and blows all of our money on a machine that cleans parking lots.
You're pushing it, Suzanne.
Did you ever stop to think that maybe nobody gave a damn about a clean parking lot?
You're really pushing it.
And of course, it came as a big surprise to you when everyone just laughed in your face when you asked them if they wanted their parking lot cleaned.
I'm gonna kill us, Suzanne.
Don't make me laugh.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna kill us. I'm gonna kill us, Suzanne. I'm gonna kill us. I'm gonna Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Okay? I can't take it anymore. My daddy just died. Do you understand that? Am I getting through that thick skull of yours? My daddy just died. I'm 33 years old. I'm dead ass broke. I got no job. I got no prospects. I got 3 kids, and worst of all, I'm married to you. So just shut up, okay? You say one more word about parking lots, I swear to goodness I'll kill you and me both.
Tense, tense, tense. You are so tense. Y'all know your daddy wasn't really gonna kill me. He was just joking. Y'all know your daddy and I love each other. Buddy, what have you got in your mouth? Spit that out. Do not pick things up off the floor of the car. You have no idea what kind of filth it's got on it. Junior.
What?
Do you know what this is?
No.
It's a woman's earring!
Can I get you a little more coffee, Reverend Hooker?
No, thank you, sister. I'm fine. You just rest yourself. I know this has been an awful day for you.
Yes, it has.
Well, it must be a blessing to have your daughter living here with you in this time of bereavement.
Well, yes, it is. I believe you've met my daughter, Delightful.
Yes, I believe I have. Oh, I know this day must have been a shock for you, too. How are you doing, Delightful? Well, she's a blessing.
Yes, she is. Our youngest. Sort of a surprise later in life.
A comfort to you in your old age.
She's precious to me.
I can see why. Well, sister, as you know, Brother Bud was not a regular member of the church, but I knew you'd want me to say a few words at the service, so I was hoping you might be able to tell me a little something about your late husband that I could include in my remarks. Now, in your own words, what kind of a man was Brother Bud?
Well, he was mean.
Mean.
Mean as a snake.
I see.
And surly.
Surly.
Right, surly.
Right, surly.
Yeah.
How many years were you and Brother Bud married?
39 years.
39 years.
39 long ones, Reverend.
I see. Well, sister, I did not know Brother Bud well, but to me he seemed like a quiet man. A man of inner strength. A man of peace. A neighbor you could count on if you needed a helping hand. A quiet man with a strong sense of family and community. A good neighbor. A man who was close to the earth. A wise, noble, and gentle man.
That's because you didn't know him till he was old and sick. He was mean and right surly.
Sister, in my experience, it's best if we remember the happier times.
Few and far between, Reverend.
I see.
You see, Reverend Hooker, after Ray Bud and Junior were born, I got interested in going back to services. Bud and I were both raised in the church, but we were young and had drifted somewhat from the shore. But I started going back pretty regular with Bud's sister, Marguerite. And one night, during a revival, preached by the Reverend Reetha Campbell, he was the pastor here before you came. Yeah. Well, I got saved. When I went home and announced that to Bud, he just about hit the ceiling. You never heard such a stream of filthy language in your life. I said to him, your mortal soul is in grave danger, buddy boy. And if you've got a brain to an acre, you'll go down there and get yourself saved before it's too late. Well, he wasn't having none of it. So I said to him, all right, mister, if that's the way you feel about it, I'm cutting you off.
I beg your pardon.
Not so much as a warm handshake in 33 years, Reverend. I guess you could say we had sort of a standoff. Well, except for that one time.
Oh. Well, did Brother Bud ever come to embrace the church?
Not that I know of.
Well, don't you worry, sister. I think I've got all the information I need right here. I'll just be on my way. I'm sure you've got family coming and all. Where is Brother Bud resting? Down at Patterson's?
No, we got him down at DePuy's. A little cheaper.
Okay, well, don't you fret. I believe I'll be able to come up with a suitable eulogy for your husband. Delightful. Do you have anything you'd like to add?
Well, I guess that about does it, Reverend.
I cannot believe you ran out of gas.
Well, I did.
I cannot believe it. Today of all days, my only brother laying there in the funeral home, the entire family waiting on us, and here we sit on Route 35 in the middle of nowhere in this death trap you call a car, and not a speck of gas in it. You do these things on purpose, don't you?
Look, Ray Bud will be here soon. Called me about half an hour ago, said he'd come as soon as he could.
Well, what time is it?
Oh, about 5.
Oh, I cannot believe it.
Well, believe it, all right. Just believe it.
Do you do these things to torture me?
Yes, Mama. I siphoned out all of my gas just so you and I could spend a few more minutes together.
God, you're a demon, Royce. I swear to God, you're the devil incarnate.
Yeah, just keep your drawers on, all right? Ray Bud will be here soon, and believe me, he can't get here soon enough. So let's just sit here and be quiet for a while.
So we're just gonna sit here.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Free socks.
I can only imagine what it will be like. What my eyes will is before me.
Jesus got the knob.
It's all right, Mama, because Satan's got the car keys.
I cannot believe you're my son. You got Beelzebub in you, boy. What happened to you, Royce? Why'd you turn out so evil?
Just lucky, I guess.
Oh, to think I was in labor 17 hours with you. 17 hours of unbelievable torment.
Mama.
Screaming out in unbearable agony.
Mama, don't get started.
Oh, they offered me drugs to ease my suffering, but I turned them down. I said, no, I don't want your dope to end my misery. I'll gladly bear the torment to give life to my child.
Mama.
Just give me a bullet to bite on, I told him. If our Lord and Savior can be nailed to the cross and forgive his persecutors, then surely I can forgive this child for busting my guts. If I'd have known then how it was all going to turn out, I'd have asked them just to shoot me right there on the table.
Well, remind me, and I'll get you a pistol for Mother's Day.
You're not going to turn out like your brother, are you? I think we can safely say Jim Ed won't be coming back to town for your Uncle Bud's funeral.
Leave Jim Ed alone, Mama.
You know, what are you going to do, Royce? That's what I want to know. What do you plan on doing with yourself? Them unemployment checks aren't going to last forever, you know. Have you thought about that? About the future? You better learn what's important. Life is not drinking and dancing and loose women. Life is not a good time, Royce.
Well, you sure are living proof of that.
You better straighten up and fly right, boy, or you're going to be doing your dancing on a bed of flaming hot coals. You better make a plan for yourself and make it soon.
I got a plan.
Well, let's hear it. Time's running out, Royce.
Well, when those unemployment checks run out, I'm going to marry a woman, we're going to have a kid, and then I'm getting on welfare.
That's your plan.
Yep, that's pretty much it.
Well, I only got one thing to say to that.
What's that, Mama?
Blessed assurance, Jesus is mine. Oh, what a foretaste of glory divine.
Well, Mama, see anything that strikes your fancy?
Who knew there were so many different kinds of caskets?
I like the Sportsman.
Oh, who asked you, Satan? This is Raynell's decision.
Well, that looks nice. They're all nice. It don't really matter.
What do you mean it don't matter? Of course it matters. You want to put them in a pine box?
Well, of course she doesn't. Corn dog, Mama Ray.
Oh, thank you, Lucille.
Delightful. I thought the Diplomat was awfully nice.
Yep, that looks good.
It looks real sturdy. Oh, hello, Junior. How's Suzanne feeling?
She's feeling a little bit better, I guess. She just gets these awful headaches sometimes, you know?
Poor thing. Corn dog, Junior?
I think so, Sam. So y'all decide on anything yet?
Nah, Mama's just looking over a few models.
So hard to choose. What do you think, Junior?
I think we should go with the gentleman farmer.
You do, huh?
Yeah, well, that's really real pretty, isn't it, Ray?
I don't know, seems kind of pricey to me.
Well, maybe you're right.
No, Mom. I don't want you thinking like that. This is our one and only daddy. We're going to do everything the right way, okay? You lost one. I went down to the Pews this afternoon. I told Cecil we wanted everything first class all the way. No skimping on flowers or nothing. Money was no object. Yes?
Go on.
I was just saying how we shouldn't have to worry, or she shouldn't have to worry about any of this. We're going to take care of it all. And we're not even going to think about what it costs because that's what family is for, Mama. That way, when Daddy makes his final trip up the hill to that family plot, we'll be able to stand there with our heads held high knowing we did our best. We gave our all. We gave till it hurt. Daddy would have done the same for all of us, and we all know that's the truth, okay? This is a time to remember that each of us, in turn, will one day be making that lonesome journey up the hill to our final resting place.
Some of us will be getting there sooner than we think, Junior.
Oh, hello, Suzanne. How are you feeling, sweetie?
Oh, a little better, I guess. Are the children driving you crazy?
Oh, no. We locked them out of the house.
Well, good. Lucille, can I borrow one of your nerve pills? I seem to have left mine at home.
Oh, sure, honey. I'll be right back.
Sweetie, precious, baby, love of my life. Come on, let's get you a seat over here. You'll feel much better in no time. And guess what? We got corn dogs. See, look. Choo-choo, here comes the train.
No. As much as I'd like to, I just know I'd vomit it up.
Was this on the floor?
Susanna, I'm sorry you're feeling so bad.
Oh, no, Mama Ray, I'm the one who's sorry. You know I love Daddy Bud just like he was my own daddy. And believe you me, I know what it's like to have something you love shrivel up and die right in front of you. I just feel so bad about it.
Well, that's real sweet of you, honey.
Here, Suzanne, I brought you two.
Thanks, Lucille, you're a real comfort.
Come on, sweetie, let's get you off to bed. You'll feel better in no time, I promise.
I really doubt it, Junior. Oh my, what was that? Did I drop something?
Oh, here, honey. I think you dropped your earring.
Oh no, this couldn't be one of my earrings. I never wear anything so cheap and tawdry looking. No, this must be some other woman's earring. I'll just hold on to it though, because I'm sure I've seen it before, and I'm sure if I think about it long enough, I'm going to remember where I've seen it.
Come on, sugar. Let's get you to bed before them pills kick in.
Well, my vote's for the gentleman farmer.
It is really nice. What do you think, Ray? Can we afford it?
Do you want it, Mama?
Well, I like it, but if it's too expensive, I'd be...
Good, fine, done deal. Gentleman farmer it is. Now, can we get on with the headstone before we all drop dead?
I understand you have some thoughts on that, Aunt Marguerite.
Why, yes, I do. I thought it'd be real nice to have some scripture on the headstone. And I've taken upon myself to pick out a couple of things that might seem appropriate.
Well, thank you, Marguerite.
Oh, it's no trouble. All right, well, this is my first thought. Oh, it's in my teeth. I got it. Hold on. This here's Psalms chapter 6, verse 5. For in death there is no remembrance of thee. In the grave, who shall give thee thanks?
Well, that's cheerful.
I don't know, Marguerite. It does have a sad feeling to it. You got anything else?
Well, I'm sorry y'all didn't appreciate that. Personally, I thought it felt the bill. Here, this here's from Ecclesiastes. That which hath been is now, and that which is to be hath already been, and God requireth that which is past.
Well, I like that a lot better.
And I say we go with it, Mama.
Excuse me, wait a minute, Mama. For the price of the stone, we get Daddy's name, date of birth, date of departure, and that's it. Anything else is extra.
Well, how much?
Cecil says $2 a letter.
Well, that wouldn't amount to much, would it?
Whatever it comes to is going to come to a damn sight more than you'll be kicking in, Junior.
What are you saying? Are you saying that I'm not going to be able to pay my fair share? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying, who do you think's going to pay for this? You? Delightful? It's going to be me, you moron.
Now,
Well, how
hush,
much would it
Ray,
cost?
hush.
Well, I'm glad you asked me that, little brother, because I've been keeping a little tally. Here you go, buddy boy. Have a look at that.
Well, look, Ray, you know I'll pay you back. Oh, no! Oh! Oh! No!
Son of
No! Yes! Stop! Get! Oh, no!
Stop it! Stop it! No, stop it!
No.
Royce, honey, would you come over here? Sit down next to me for a minute. I want you to do me a favor. In the morning, I want you to go down to the pews, and I want you to tell Cecil, this is what I want on my husband's stone. Now, there's 12 letters, and I figured this ought to cover it. Plus, there's a little extra something in there for gas. Now, Royce, this is just between you and me. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Now I want to go home.
Oh, no. This is stupid.
You're stupid.
Mean and surly.
How's Mama?
Sleeping?
That's good.
Oh, I see you got yourself a little something there, huh?
Yep.
I thought you told Lucille you were gonna quit.
You know I lie.
Don't worry, I won't tell nobody.
That's good, Junior. That's good.
Whoo-wee! Sure is hot in here. Sure can understand how a man can work up a thirst in this here heat. Whoo-wee! Hot, 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 hot.
Sit down, Junior.
Oh, thanks, Ray. Sure is funny how things work out, ain't it?
Yeah, I just laugh myself to sleep every night.
Life's just a mystery.
Full of twists and turns.
We just don't know, do we?
We're not meant to know.
Hey, Ray, by the way, it's okay. You don't have to apologize or nothing about my eye and all.
Uh-huh.
I forgive you.
Uh-huh.
And, also want to let you know I was real sorry to hear about Lucille losing that last baby there. She must have been all torn up about it, huh?
God almighty, Junior. I just wish she'd quit trying. This last time was the absolute worst. The doctor told her if she didn't want to lose it, she was going to have to lay flat on her back and not get up for nothing. Well, we talked about it, decided to give it one last try. So I went down to the Rexall to pick up her prescriptions and a bedpan. And I left her this Kentucky Fried Chicken bucket in case she had to go before I got back. Well, guess it took me about 30 minutes, and don't guess I had to tell you what happened. She lost it and didn't even know it.
Good God, Ray. What'd you do?
Well, I called the doctor and told me to bring her in just as soon as I could. God almighty, Junior, it was a pathetic sight. Me dragging Lucille through that crowded waiting room full of people. Her screaming and crying. Still holding that damn chicken bucket.
Jeez Louise, Ray, if that ain't the saddest thing I ever heard. I thought I had it bad.
Well, I was sort of sorry to hear about, your business going under.
Oh, thanks. Hey, Ray, you ever wonder what your life would be like if maybe you hadn't married Lucille? Now, I don't mean Lucille exactly. I'm just saying, do you ever wonder if things would be different if maybe you had married another woman? And I'm not talking about a woman that can give you children, Ray, because children are not all they're cracked up to be. I'm just saying, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you mean you've been screwing around on Suzanne?
How'd you know?
You drive around in your car wearing long dangly earrings, Junior?
Did she tell Lucille?
Yep.
Does Mama know?
Not yet.
I don't know, Ray. I didn't plan on it or anything. It just sort of happened. There I was in the Kmart parking lot giving them a sample, sort of like free cleaning, you know what I mean? And here's this woman packing up some things in the back of her car, and she strikes up a conversation with me, and she asks about the machine. And so I tell her about it and how it works, and I feel proud, Ray. Here I am, standing on top of this big piece of machinery with this woman looking up at me, smiling at me, making me feel like a man, like a real man, like Daddy was. I was in business, man. I was a businessman. I had control of my life.
Well, what happened?
Oh, Suzanne showed up with the kids hanging off her looking all hot and wilted. And what does she want to talk about? The house payment, the car payment, her mother, the kids needing this and that. And as she talked, I watched the woman pack up the rest of her things and just drive off. All of a sudden, I got a real strong urge to run Suzanne over with that machine there.
I can understand that, Junior.
Yeah, but as the weeks went by, it got worse, Ray. The bills started piling up and the business started going under, and all I could think about was killing Suzanne. Sneaking up behind her, pushing her down the stairs, hitting her with a baseball bat, anything just to get her to shut up.
What happened with the woman?
Well, I looked her up in the phone book, and one thing led to another, and...
How much of this does Suzanne know?
Well, she knows about the where, and she knows about the when, but I kind of danced around the who.
So what are you going to do now?
I don't know, Ray. Everything's just such a mess right now. I gotta get some money first.
You will. You'll figure it out. But not tonight.
You turning in?
Yep. Big day tomorrow. You all do the same.
Yeah, I will in a minute.
Hey, Junior. I was thinking maybe you could bring that thing over here on Sunday and polish up the driveway for me. Yeah, I've been meaning to pay somebody to do it. Yeah, I mean, if you got the time and all.
Yeah, sure, Ray. Sunday be good.
Well, night, Junior.
Hey, Ray.
Yeah,
Daddy sure be proud of you.
you too, Junior.
Well, it's 11:45 p.m. and radio station WWPX, serving the communities of Lula, Timpson, Tenaha, Bobo, and Blair, present our nightly program of spiritual guidance and inspirational music, Midnight Sinner, featuring the joy of live singers. And your host, here he is, the Reverend B.H. Hooker.
Good evening, friends. This is the day the Lord hath made. Let us rejoice and be glad therein.
We've got that joy, 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 joy down in our hearts. Down in our hearts. Down in our hearts. We've got that joy, 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 joy down in our hearts. Down in our hearts to stay.
Real good, kids. Well, it's been a busy day. I've been in the car all day today, driving from place to place, offering comfort and counsel to our brothers and sisters in crisis and confusion. And as I sat in the various kitchens, offices, and hospital rooms, I became aware of all the problems we encounter on this journey called life. And I asked myself, Beverly, what is this thing called life? Is it nothing but a collection of problems, heartaches, and disappointment? Or do we make it that way with our endless wants, needs, and desires? And if it is we ourselves who create all this unhappiness, why do we do it? Why don't we realize that the slender and fragile canoe of life can be so easily overturned in the turbulent rapids of this world? Why don't we just relax and take things as they come and not expect so much? And why do we feel the need to call somebody when we're troubled? Why don't we just keep it to ourselves? Why do we feel the need to unload it on somebody and make them drive all the way out to our house on the hottest day of the year? Why do we cry and moan and bend somebody's ear till they think they're going to die? Why don't we say to ourselves, before we pick up the phone, is this really a problem or am I just belly aching again? Let us remember, in these times of distress, confusion, and sorrow, when it seems like you can't go on, well, you probably can. And when you think to yourself, there's just no answer, you're probably right. Remember, friends, our time here is short, shorter than any of us can imagine. And if you feel your life is a pit of unrelenting torture, well, try to make the most of it. After all, tomorrow is another day. All right, now we've got a lot more program for you here tonight, so don't go away. And we're welcoming a brand new sponsor, DePuy's Funeral Home, where they combine a thrifty, no-nonsense approach with Christ-like sensitivity to answer all of your funeral needs. Okay, kids, take us to commercial.